He was an ordinary boy, with no special identity, no strong family background, no extraordinary support from fate. All he had was a heart that dreamed, and a life that repeatedly reminded him how difficult it is to turn dreams into reality. From childhood, he saw scarcity, sometimes of resources, sometimes of attention, sometimes of encouraging words. Yet despite all this, a voice inside him stayed alive, telling him not to stop, no matter how hard things became. During school days, he often lagged behind, scored fewer marks, and even teachers did not expect much from him. His friends moved ahead while he remained where he was, but he refused to accept that he was inferior. Many times he felt he truly wasn't capable, that his life might pass just like this, but every night he went to sleep believing that tomorrow could be better, as long as he didn't give up. As time passed, circumstances became harsher. Responsibilities increased, household problems grew, financial pressure tightened, and people's taunts surrounded him from every side. Many times he questioned why he was working so hard when no results were visible, why he was choosing pain when others were taking easier paths. There were moments when he decided to quit everything, but somewhere deep inside his hope held him back. He knew that if he gave up today, he would never forgive himself tomorrow. He learned that success doesn't come in a single day. It is the collection of all those days when a person is tired, broken, and disappointed, yet still takes the next step. Failures did not come into his life like guests who arrive and leave. They stayed like permanent companions. Every time he started something new, an obstacle appeared. Sometimes resources ran out. Sometimes confidence broke. Sometimes people mocked him. Slowly, he learned to use people's words as fuel instead of letting them hurt him. Every night, he spoke to himself, accepted his weaknesses, but refused to surrender to them. He began to believe that those who underestimated him today would one day be surprised by his story, as long as he didn't stop along the way. There came a day when everything was gone. Empty pockets, a heavy heart, a mind full of questions, and tears in his eyes. In that moment, he saw life very closely and felt this might be the end. But right then, he made a promise to himself. If he gave up today, all his struggle would become meaningless. He decided that no matter what, he would make one last attempt, without expectations, without complaints. That day, he stopped thinking about results and focused only on action. This was the turning point where his life slowly began to change. Days passed. Circumstances didn't completely transform, but his attitude did. He no longer saw difficulties as enemies, but as teachers. Every failure taught him something. Every stumble made him stronger. He learned to value small successes. Successes that meant nothing to others, but were rays of hope for him. He realized that big dreams are achieved through small steps. He learned patience, learned to trust himself, and above all, learned never to abandon himself. Over time, the effects of his hard work began to show. People who once ignored him slowly started listening to him. Doors that once seemed closed began to open, little by little. This didn't happen because of magic, but because of countless days and nights when he refused to give up. He understood that success doesn't come from making noise. It recognizes silent effort. He was still the same simple person, but now he carried a sense of peace, the satisfaction that he had not betrayed himself. When he looked back at his life, he realized that true success is not the name of a destination, but the journey in which a person discovers himself. The days he wanted to cry but kept moving forward. The nights he couldn't sleep but kept his dreams alive. The moments when everyone left but he didn't let go of himself. These became his real wealth. He learned that before giving up, one should take just one more step, because often success is waiting right after that step. Now when people ask him how he achieved all this, he smiles and says he did nothing special. He simply didn't abandon himself during hard times. He knew that if he had embraced despair like others, he would never have seen this day. His story is not a fantasy or an unrealistic dream. It is the story of everyone who is tired today, disappointed, and thinking of giving up. He only wants to say that if you are reading these lines, perhaps you are standing at the same point where he once stood. And if that is true, remember this: before giving up, make just one more attempt, because the most beautiful turn of your life might be only one step away.